Say something for the podcast. Tell the people what you feel.
I'm just jazzed about being on the show, man.
You are listening to The Objective Jerk, where objectiveness is the objective, and I am said jerk.
What's going on? This is The Objective Jerk, and I am said jerk. Hope everyone is having a wonderful day. The 4 people that listen to this, no. I'm actually getting more downloads. I guess it just takes a while for stuff to get out there. Plus, I don't think I was on the Apple. Like it wasn't jiving. And then I went to like jive it, but then it's saying it's already jived, so I don't know. But it's looking fine now, though. But on that, it looks like that that I have two podcasts on there, so I don't know. So let's see. I spent the night. So I've talked about my my mental issues, my depression, PTSD, and I haven't been diagnosed professionally, but it does appear I have, I guess, my therapist said that, yeah, you probably do, but bipolar, because I have, really manic highs and then I'll have like some lows. My lows are getting better though. But I had one of my, so I used to, before I was tracking any of this with me, so this is some years ago, I would just be the moody bastard that I am. And then all of a sudden I would wake up and it's, I got to go to work and I'm just like, man, it's a good day. This coffee tastes so good. My job's not so bad. It's pretty good, actually, and then I would just sit there and have a positive outlook on everything as opposed to hating everything. And come to find out that was like my manic highs, I just have all this energy and I'm like, go, let's do this. I need to get a more stable table. But, but those manic highs, when they come in the morning or during the day, it's cool because, I'm like, let's get some stuff done. But when it comes at night, when I'm getting ready for bed, I cannot go to sleep no matter what. Like, it's just, I sit there and it's just like my heart is like, and my brain won't stop just thinking about everything, and it's just like it's. I wish I was like that all the time, to be honest with you. But it sucks when I need to sleep. So I was up the whole night. I didn't get any sleep. I would try and sleep, and I'd get up. I would, get on the internet a little bit, check some crap out, do something else, try and sleep. Can't sleep. Get up. Go do dishes, go back to sleep, can't sleep, get up, played some Call of Duty, and then it just got to the point I was getting ready to try and go back to sleep, and this was like 5:30 in the morning or something, and my wife woke up and she was like, hey, you want to go clean the graveyard? So it's like, oh, okay, yeah, let's do that, because I was not ready to go to sleep. And you might be asking me, like, what? So, they don't have Halloween here. I mean, they kind of do, but they have the it's not the Day of the Dead. I always say that, but they call it something else. Remembering, I don't know. It's just, it's remembering your fallen family members, So what everybody does is, so that's on the 30th or 31st. I'm not sure. I think it's the 31st, actually. That's why Halloween kind of fell on that, if I'm not mistaken. I might be wrong. I'm wrong about a lot of things, which I'll get into later. But so they go and they just clean, the grave, because a lot of people, they have, like, it's above ground, and then they have them enclosed, so it's like, to stop from grave robbers and stuff, I think, kind of, and then it just kind of became a tradition. Not everybody, but a lot of people have like an enclosure, and it's secured and locked, and then you can go in there and you can, hang out with your fallen loved ones, and you spend the day and remember them and all that kind of stuff. So, but what they do is the day before, or I guess today's 3 days before, like today's like the official day where you go in and you clean up, you sweep, you do yard work, you paint, you wash, whatever needs to be done. And so we went there, and it wasn't too bad. We just, because it's a new, my wife's mom, hasn't even been a year yet, so it's all pretty new, so nothing too crazy. So we just basically, pulled some weeds and picked up some little trash and wiped everything down, which actually was a lot more dirty than I was expecting. And yeah, so just made it look actually like it was, brand new. And then, so it was at that point, which was like, when was that? That was like 7:38, something like that. And all of a sudden it just kicked in. I was like, ooh. And I was like, I need to go to bed. So I went home, went and got some sleep, and I actually woke up 2 hours ago. Now, there's a clock right there in case you're wondering. Well, I guess I have a clock right here, but I don't know. I just have a habit of looking up there at my clock I have. And then my wife and my son, they continued on to her grandparents' grave to work on that. So that's kind of what was going on for me today. So if you would like to share what you did today, please email me or send me, comment, whatever. All right. First thing, so I'm actually, because I'm getting pretty good at, I'm getting a little system down. I spoke about my short clips on YouTube and then the videos on Rumble and everything. And so I'm starting to get, some more comments and views and stuff. Most comments are just cool, haha, whatever. But then, some are actual comments. So I had a comment regarding the video I did about, was it my last video? I think it was my last video. Yeah, where I was talking about how, it's hard to control gun violence when you have to share a border, let alone an open border, with another country that, likes to bring criminals and drugs in. But I also said guns when, in fact, the U.S. has no problems importing guns. They're all about exporting. So, and I knew that. It's just, dang it, keep hitting it. I don't write a script. The only thing, the most I'll do is maybe just write a couple notes to kind of remind me of the topics I want to go over, and that's it. I just, off the top of the dome, and just kind of go. So sometimes I'll say something. I'll even catch myself kind of say something, but I just let it go. I didn't catch that, though. I was just going off. So this guy was correct, and I just said, yes, you're right, actually. So, but I'm not going to, I'm not going to edit the video or take it down or anything like that. It's just, I'm not a news. I'm just me with like no subscribers and no listeners, so it's like, I don't know. But then I was like thinking like, man, what if I ever got to that point would I have to actually really write down a script? Like if I ever got to the point where I had some subscribers and a lot more listeners, would I have to professionalize my podcast? But I was like, that'd kind of get rid of some of the charm, right? So I refuse. But anyway, so yeah, there's that. And then also too, I mentioned that the main shooter, I had mentioned that he was caught by the time I was recording that podcast because I read that somewhere. And then I was just kind of going over some news and they're talking about how he's, they're still looking. And I was like, what? And I was looking at the dates and the time. Is this old or what? But yeah, he wasn't caught yet. He is now. They found him. He had committed self-eradication. But yeah, so it's kind of, I don't know where I read that. Must have been somebody trying to get clicks. But I thought I saw it in like a bunch of places though. Like I didn't read the articles. I just remember seeing stuff as I was doing other things. So it was kind of like, oh, okay, they caught him. And then I'm doing whatever. But I didn't. Again, I'm not a professional reporter or nothing, so I didn't check before I said anything to make sure. That's why I got you guys, right? Coffee. And then, so then also too, the whole thing with that dude, something is just weird to me. Like, I don't know, like, they put out like all this information on the guy about that he's military, but he's reserve, which I'm not saying reserve aren't anything, but they don't have to live the life of a soldier. They do it once a month and they can get deployed and everything. But then this guy never got deployed and he was a refueler, which is an important job. But it's just not, it's not like it was a Navy SEAL that decided to go, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. And, he had a history of mental illnesses and everything. And then he dropped off his vehicle. Then he went in the wood and they're all looking for him. And then they find him, like I said, assassinated, and again, I don't know, it's not just something about it just seems weird. I think there's more little things that are like Manchurian candidate, you know what I mean, as opposed to being a legit shooter. And there's a lot of them that are like that. I mean, there are some that you can't deny. It's like, okay, this guy's crazy. He had a problem with somebody at his job and whatever, this and that. But it's like you have these guys that just go to like these people just to kill people. And it's like, like, when you got racist people going to a black club, or you got homophobes going to gay clubs and killing them and this and that. It's like, okay. But then these ones that just kind of just go shooting like this, it's like, it's strange, it's like, that's why a lot of people question like the Vegas and then this. And then also too, man, the dumbass news, not that I'm, the greatest, but I was seeing reports of like 40 people killed, or it was 30 actually, I think, and then like 60 people injured. But then it's 22 dead, which is horrible, and then like 18 injured or something like that. It's like, how did they get these numbers, man? It's like they're really trying to like just I don't know, the whole thing, it just is weird to me. Like I said, there are some other shootings that, okay, I see it, I guess I get it. I mean, I don't get it, but it makes sense in a bad way. But this, Vegas, and a couple other ones, they just don't make sense. You know what I mean? I don't know. Maybe that's just my crazy brain, but I don't know. It's just kind of weird. And I keep seeing arguments for, obviously they're going crazy with like, oh, we need to get rid of guns now, and I saw a clip of dumbass the Vice President Ho talking about Australia. It works in Australia. And it's like I looked into a little bit more after my last podcast regarding Australia, and they have more guns now than they did then. So getting rid of the guns is not, no, they were better at, purchasing. That's what the key is. Monitoring a person's mental health, having the extensive checks. I mean, if you have to go and speak to a shrink, yeah, but that could get a little, because you could have like a liberal shrink that's like, oh nope, this guy's crazy. He can't get a concealed carry. Nope, this guy's crazy. You know what I mean? So that wouldn't probably work. I don't know. But I'm all for an extensive check, and I'm all for people should have to buy the guns from a legitimate seller. I think buying them from friends and this and that should not be allowed anymore. Just because it is hard to find, it's hard to track, the guns and who lawfully has guns and who doesn't. And plus, it's like now it's like you can like build guns online. You can buy various parts to basically build everything, and then you can then buy in person the last part. Or I don't know, I haven't done it, but I've seen the online, where you can buy the parts and put them together. So I mean that takes a little more work, but it's not like I could do that. I don't know. So maybe like that should not be allowed, I'm thinking. So, I'm all, making it more difficult to purchase, these weapons. And then if you have a domestic disturbance or you have any kind of anything, they should be able to be like, oh, he carries weapons or he owns weapons, then he should be evaluated, and then when you buy the weapon too at the beginning, maybe sign a document, which that's scary too though. See, it's tough. That's a slippery slope to be like, okay, I'll sign this. If I end up having a domestic or getting evaluated for mental, I will give up my weapon. See, that's a slippery slope too, man. Because you can't, dude. We cannot give up our protection, the rights to protect ourselves, and you can't give up the Second Amendment. And it's not all about just protecting a burglar from breaking into your house and stuff. It's to keep the government in line. When they wrote the Constitution and added the Second Amendment, the Revolutionary War had just happened. So they were like, okay, how do we stop this from happening again? You let everybody have the right to have a gun, a rifle, so that way people don't like what, if the government's going to sit there and illegally just go in and hey, you don't make money anymore. You have to, like go North Korea. Nope. We got you. That's not happening. You know what I mean? Because that's exactly what we'll become is North Korea. And people think it's like going to be like some kind of crazy hippie, convent, hippie, a hippie community. I don't know. But I don't know. It's just you can't. Getting rid of the guns is a stupid person's argument. It really is. You need to make legislature that, okay, you know, a little bit better background, make it unlawful to maybe, sell your gun to your friend and things like that. Okay, I can get that. I wouldn't really agree with it, but then see, at that point, I'm looking at it from my perspective. Like, I wouldn't be doing that, and there's a lot of people that, so here's the problem, is you have people that are law-abiding citizens that have guns and they do the right thing. So when you have other people saying, hey, you can't, like, whoa, hey, I don't do anything like that. That's not cool. It's kind of the same thing with the left wanting to get rid of the guns because, people are shooting, like, maybe they won't ever rob or shoot somebody, but there are people that will, you know what I mean? But I mean, or not that they would ever have a weapon and they would ever protect anybody in that sense, because that's just not in them. But the thing is, you really can't think how you would do it. You got to think about the other people and stuff like that. So, but it's like, that doesn't mean take our guns away and stuff, it's just, you got to find a balance, Nobody wants to give in. Nobody wants to admit anything, any kind of defeat of any kind. I don't know. I agree that some things could be better because there is gun violence in the States. That's legit. And when I say legit, I'm not saying that actually happened, because like what happened in Maine actually happened. But like I said, I'm thinking it's kind of, there's more to it than that, to get people upset and want to pass legislation. So I don't know. It's just one of those things that it's hard to. It is tough to make a move, like I don't know. What am I trying to say? It's just, it's a hard, because I don't know. You can't, you can't just take somebody's rights away because you think that if you do, everything's going to be all right. That doesn't make sense. Like I said before, the Second Amendment is not just about personal protection from like criminals. It's personal protection from the government, which are criminals too, I guess. But the thing is, you give up your guns, then that's it. Your freedom is gone. Because what are you going to... Your vote ain't going to matter. They can obviously change that or do whatever. They can have lawyers and whatever go after people. They can have the police go, oh, this person's bad. Oh, you got people on January 6th that didn't do anything. They were at a protest at the Capitol building, which just happened again recently, but nobody cares about that. Some things got broken. Yes, a woman died, which is unfortunate, but that was the police. Like, she wasn't doing anything. I don't know. So it's like, it's all, but anyway, I don't want to go down that road. But, oh my gosh, where was I talking about? No, every episode, man. Every episode. I'm trying to like stay on point here. Okay, yeah. So you have people that were just there at January 6th that are in jail and have been for a year or more. And they didn't do anything. So it's like, if the government can do that crap when we have guns, just think if we didn't. It would be like North Korea, people. I don't understand how they don't see that. You know, just because you don't like guns and you don't want to carry and you don't want to learn how to shoot, that's fine. But there are lots of people that do. You know, like there's videos on Twitter or TikTok or whatever that show like some Gen Z dipshit talk about it doesn't want to get drafted and this and that. Oh, I ain't gonna, you know, this and that. And that's true, you know, because the military is not for everybody. Not everybody is a sheepdog. More people are sheep. You got the wolves, you got the sheep, and you got the sheepdogs. So to get rid of a tool for the sheepdogs to use to help protect you, you're going to get eaten by the wolves. And you got no one to blame but yourself, you know? Let the sheepdogs do their job. Just because you don't agree with it or don't like it. I mean, you know, you got to come to an agreement. Both the sheepdog and the sheep need to figure out a way to make it to where sheeps aren't killing other sheeps, or sheepdogs aren't killing other sheeps, or vice versa. But making it to where the wolves can come in and destroy you all is not the answer. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, I think I'm about up for time. So, yep. All right. All right. That's it. Thanks for listening. Next time. You just put yourself through another episode of The Objective Jerk. Thanks again for hanging out with me. Please email me at theobjectivejerk@gmail.com. Like, subscribe, comment, wherever you find this, follow. It all helps. But thanks again, and I'll see you next time.